Ladies, gentlemen, welcome back. And today we're doing a video on how to make silver. Now this is probably more for a newer player. I have made a video on how to make silver before, but that's getting kind of old now. Some things have changed and I feel like I might have got a little bit better at making videos since then. So I thought I'd do a little update one. So yeah, if you're an old and experienced player, then this probably isn't the kind of, you'll probably know all this anyway. But if you're new and you wanted to make some silver to buy stuff from the auction house, etc., then I'm going to show you a few ways that you can make silver. So the first way is very well known by kind of experienced players, but this is sort of a way you can get silver, you can get resources. You can do this with bronze if you want to keep it for your own use, or you can do this with silver to sell. Now this is a really easy way to do it. It's just a bit tedious and time sort of repetitive and whatever, but it is a very decent way to get it. The only issue with this way is you need to have silver to make silver. Apart from that, it's it's pretty easy to make a profit, and 90% of the time it sells. You might need to watch what time of the season you're selling, because coming to the end of the seasons, people aren't really wanting to kind of upgrade their gear and stuff like that, especially at the start of a new season when we don't have any set bonuses on our gear until a few weeks in, set bonuses or crafted bonuses. Then the market kind of dies off a little bit for this method, but nonetheless I will show you how to do this. So first off, we're going to want to go to the horse seller. He's right here, and we're going to talk to him. Once you're with him, you're going to want to go to tax and bardings. I do apologize for my messy inventory. You probably want to clear this out beforehand. I just don't have any room. And you're going to click on either iron cap chamfrons or shielded chamfrons, whichever one, makes no difference. And then you'll get this up here. You're going to click, it will say spend bronze first. So we're going to untick that. That means we're going to be spending silver instead for these. And because we're spending silver, that means it'll be unbound. That means we can sell it. That is what we need. That means when we do what we're going to go to next, it means we can sell the materials. So we're going to buy, and then it's going to come up with this. Don't ask me again. Click yes, and then just get your spacebar ready and just spam buy. Okay, once you have a full inventory, you're going to head over to the smith, who's just here, and he is going to offer you a chance to salvage. Right here, you're going to salvage materials. It's going to bring up this screen here, and you're just going to plonk all of this in. Unfortunately, you can only do not that many at a time, so this is where the time restraints come in. But you click salvage, you use bronze to salvage it, but we'll be getting unbound. Do you see how that is saying there's no bound? And if we look at this, underneath this rolled leather, it says bound. This is all my unbound stuff. So essentially what we're looking to get is powdered silver, steel ingots, and rolled leather. The rivets don't really sell. Use the rivets for your donation for the Fame store. Very good. They donate for 8 each. So it's a really nice little byproduct of doing this, is that it gives you some stuff to donate. I always donate a lot of rivets, and yeah, so we got 1,200 rivets saved up. But essentially, we just want steel ingots, rolled leather, and powdered silver. So we're going to do this multiple times, and then we're going to go through our inventory and keep doing this until we have a desired amount of powdered silver. What I would recommend is doing it until, if you want just a quick session, do it until you have 100 rolled leather and 100 steel ingots, because then we can sell those in 100 bunches. And that they sell for about 98 to around the 90 mark per rolled leather and per steel ingot. And then that will mean, in a stack of 100, you can get a decent amount of money. And then whatever powdered silver you have, just sell it in the bunch that you get. So we've currently got 16. I obviously had a bit before this, but yeah, sometimes you get unlucky with the rolls and we don't get any powdered silver. That's a bit annoying. But again, this is gambling, but gambling with an advantage in your court. So you do most of the time end up with a profit, be it somewhere like 20,000 silver if you do a decent amount. It's not huge, but it is consistent, is what I'd say. The main thing with this is you have to have silver to do it. So that's where the second method might come in handy to get yourself some silver. So now we've got, let's say we got 18. So 18 will sell for. We got our powdered silver here. Powdered silver at the moment, considering coming to the end of the season, I mean, there's only a few here that ideally we could buy these out and then bump the price up. But yeah, so you're looking around 1400, considering these are only stack of 7, stack of 2, and stack of 5. So around 1400. That if we were to sell our 18 stack for 1400 each, so it'd be around 26,000 for that little 18 stack right there. And then if we go to rolled leather is currently selling for 100. Anything over 100, this is a good buying tip as well. If you're ever buying this stuff, never buy over 100 with rolled leather, because you can go to the smuggler and he will sell you rolled leather and steel ingots for 100 each. So this is just, yeah, this is not right. But you're going to get 100 each for that. That means if we were to sell 100 of these, we could get, if you were to sell 100, we could get 16,500 if we were selling them for 100 a piece. So really easy profits, and we'd do the same with steel ingots. And yeah, so when you add up all of that together, you're making a little tidy profit, but it's just going to be back and forward, time intensive, and then you got the time of sale and stuff like that. So yeah, but that's one way, and it's a very good way if you've got a bit of spare time to go back and forward. Also, very good way of getting yourself resources in terms of your own crafting benefits for your powdered silver and stuff. But that in that terms, you wouldn't untick the use bronze first. And you would just use bronze, and that would make it bound, but you couldn't sell it. So that's method 1. That's a very easy method. We're obviously in the town, we don't need to go anywhere, and we just go back and forward and we sell. The only thing I'd say is obviously look at the prices before you do it, and yeah, just sort that all out first, and then you'll know if you want to do a bit of a back and forward and make yourself some silver. So we'll move on to the next method. The next method relies on converting bronze into silver, and this is done by farming in the outside world, but also keeping an eye on the market. Like, you don't want to just go get random items and put them up on the auction house. It's not going to, they're not going to sell if they're not needed. So this is where this Wall of Fame comes in. Basically, what you want to do is you want to come to the Wall of Fame. You're going to click on it. You're going to go to the message board down here. Bring that up. You're going to go to Thief Quests. Now, Thief Quests are quite important for houses doing TW. They get sort of house XP, and that allows them to attack different styles of cities, forts, villages, between everyone building up a lot of that. So people tend to use these quite a lot. So what you want to do is you want to find something that's nice and either simple or, you know, maybe a bit harder with one that we're going to have to go to the refinery. That's fine. We can do that as well. That's all good. We're just going to have to go over there and look at what we need materials wise first before we head out. But for example, sinews right here. Sinews come from going to farm the skinning places. Sort of goat leather and stuff like that. This is sort of a byproduct of that that we'll go and do, so we can show you. But first, let's just say we've already been out to farm, and this is once 80 per thing. Well, what you want to do is be convenient for people doing this. So if we go to the market here, look how inconvenient this is for people buying 1,000 stacks. No one wants to do that. No one wants that. And by the way, you got normal market and you have resource market. So if you can't find them in normal market, that's because you need to click across to the resource market. Side note. So we're going to click sell, and then we're going to go to the wagon. We're going to have a little look through here and see if we can get to the sinews. That'll be somewhere in here, and we can basically decide the price on these because we have there's not 80 at a time, and people just want to be able to get 80 and get the quest done. So we're going to type in here 80, and then we can go from, it's going to give us a guide price of 140 to 700. Well, we're just going to go straight for 700. We're going to make people's time worthwhile. We're just going to go and keep doing this. And this is obviously after you've been out farming. You go out farming, and we'll get into that in a minute, but I'm just showing you this first so you kind of get it. And yeah, so when you get the sinews, or when you get whatever item you're after, you're using bronze to go and farm it. But we're selling it for silver. That means we're technically converting bronze, that's a very easy thing to get, you just play the game, into silver. So we're going to make this nice and easy for people to buy to complete their Thief quests. This is definitely a better thing to do at the start of the weeks. I mean, it resets every day, so it's not really an option, not really an issue. But yeah, so we're just going to sell these, and it doesn't sound like much silver. You're probably like, oh, this isn't much, but these will just fly off if there's no one else that's got them up for a nice price. Yeah, these will just go straight off the shelves. And you do this every day, as well as doing other methods, you end up with a lot of silver, and then you can go and buy what you need off the auction house. Maybe there's some leadership gear on the auction house, and you've got really bad RNG crafting. You haven't managed to get yourself that piece of leadership armor that you wanted. Well, this is a good way to get yourself the silver to then go onto the auction house and buy it. So now we're going to get into farming the resources. So the first thing you need to do is bring up the map. And you're going to look around the map for the resource you need. So let's say we want to get sinews. That's what we're going to go for. That's what we've put up in the auction house. We want to get more of those. So we're going to look around for a decent price and a station, a sort of resource node that is full. It always benefits to look for ones that are owned by AI, because they tend to put it a lot cheaper than houses. Like if we look at this one right here, it says House AI. Right, so they tend to put them much better prices. So if we look over here, that's owned by a different house. 9,000, it's a little expensive. If we need to, we can go to an uncommon one. It's not the end of the world. You just need it for the right price if you're going to do it, because we're going to be spamming through it. Okay, we have found a half full one here for 6,000. Still a bit expensive, but for the purposes of this video, I will go and use it. Keep in mind, if you're going to do this method, you're going to need to have requisition orders that you get from doing the kind of daily quests and everything. And if you haven't been watching these, they would have just grown up in your bags. As long as you haven't donated them or sold them or got rid of them, you should actually have quite a few saved up if you haven't realized so far yet. So this is what you can use to get extra gathers on the node. So in terms of units, when we're going gathering, you're going to want to use sort of peasant units, and they have much higher levels of gathering. They do so much better than your knights at gathering. That makes sense. So grey peasant units, just check their labor. As you can see here, this labor there, as you put stuff in, take it out, the labor goes down. So yeah, so if we were to put in something like these, they don't have that much labor. They got about 5. Where if we go to my selection of serfs, that you can have multiple serfs, and mine are all spec'd out for gathering, level 7, and there's a special route you go that I'll show you in a second. So that takes us to basically the maximum we can get to, and I'll show you their vexancy line, so you can see if you did want to make yourself a gathering squad. This is what it looks like. So you want to get them to level 7. These are just extra doctrines I got randomly that I wasn't too pleased about, but I put them in this because it helps them gather. But if we go to the vexancy line, this is what you want. You want to go down here, get 20% extra resource collection. Amazing. 4 more units, more resource collected. Decrease food consumption, more units to gather food. Increase resource collection, and that's all you need to do. So if we look to my serves, 7, 7, 7, 7, 10. So yeah, that's all you need to do. So now we're going to make the long trip over to the node to start gathering. Okay, so we have made it to the node. We are going to farm ourselves some sinews and some goat hide and potentially some mountain wolf fur. So obviously when you get here, you will have a tariff where you can get 1 free yield a day. Not free, but at this rate. But if we use requisition orders, we can. It's only going to cost us 150 or 1,500. So we're going to use our requisitions. We go in, use requisition orders. Hopefully you've got enough of these. If not, use your normal gather and then use a few. We don't need to farm forever. But we're going to start farming. We're getting goat hide, and then hopefully what we're hoping for is something else to pop up here. So we've got some mountain wolf fur. That's nice. We could probably sell that in the future. We got some fur. Again, that comes up like the sinews in the Feath quest thing. So that's not a problem. It looks like we're going to get super unlucky on this first one. Not a problem. We go in again. We go in again. It's not a problem. And there we go. Sinews. We're getting them. We're working our way up. And the way we're doing this is only converting bronze into silver. So bronze is the easiest thing to get. It's so easy. So this is, yeah, this is good from that point of view. And we got 160 already. So it's not bad. Granted, this takes a lot of time and is a bit convoluted, and I could probably go into a whole video on its own of how I would like farming and resource gathering / making silver and, yeah, getting sort of stuff to build armor different. Completely overhaul the whole lot, but we won't get into that. So we got our sinews. You're going to farm this until you've got enough. Ideally, you would like to find an epic node, but they're kind of hard. If you put a timer on and you really get into doing farming, then that's something that would be worthwhile doing. And then on the side point of this, it's worth, when you get some experience, you saw I was getting experience, finding what your favorite thing to farm is or what you think is the most profitable, and then slowly working your way up. Because at the moment, in terms of gathering sort of hides and leather, let's say, and sinews, I have not got the next one that increases the exotic production by 100%. So instead of getting 40 sinews, we'd get 80 per time. So it does really give you an advantage to get these capped out. Because the first one you want to get to is 100%. That would take you from 20 to 40, and then this will take you 40 to 80. Yeah, it's definitely worth doing and definitely worth building up your XP and putting it all into one point. Don't do what I did and spec out all of this. Just find one thing that you can sell consistently. So on another point, whenever you do a resource node, there is a chance you'll get a special sort of, let's call it a gem, but it's not a gem. From here, you get something called musk. And basically, you can either donate this to the Fame Store for a lot of points, or you can sell them on the auction house for around 10,000 silver. So if we go into the resource here and go musk, that is what you get from leather, from doing the leather nodes. Yeah, about 12,000. So you get these. There's emerald. There's a few of them from every node. There's its own different one, but they're great to donate to the Fame Store, and they sell for a decent amount of silver. Don't vendor them for 1,000 silver. Sell them at the auction house 12,000. And once we're full, we can head home. So that's a bit of resource gathering, but that's essentially converting your bronze into silver. And then you'd come back, obviously, as I showed you before, you'd come to this board and then start placing up your items. I mean, you don't need to be at this board to place your items up, but you would use this to look as your reference to what you want to put up. And yeah, that's basically it. There's few other ways to make silver, be it doing your weekly quests that are here, sort of going through a few of these different boxes, like just craft one item. You have a chance of getting 500 silver from that. If you're doing your what are they called? The bandit quests. Those you just do 5 bandit raids, and they give you quite a bit of silver. And to combine with that, if you have a vault key, every time a vault comes up, just use your vault key, and that can give you, anywhere from 2,000 to 3,600 silver. So that's another way to kind of passively gain silver. but it's not actively making it because you can't choose when it happens. I mean, this you can choose to do these quests and get it, but not the vaults. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope this has been a little bit informative to the new players and helped you a little bit if you needed to make some silver. I would say, personally, the way to go about it, do this method first. Get yourself a little bit of silver together, maybe like 30, 40, 50,000, and then start grinding away on the other method. Of course, I think Conqueror's Blade need to do more things, make going out farming better, add trading. Like there's a lot of things I would do to make this a more enjoyable pastime, to go out and farm silver. But this is what we've got for now. So if you're a new player, this is it. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.